students, this is Ms. Shayma Gharib and today's lesson about volume. Let's revise some rules before you watch any video. You have to sit in a quiet place. You should have your pen and a piece of paper to take notes and to solve questions. You should pause the video after each question, then you try to answer on your own. Then you play the video to check your answer and to understand the question in case you get a wrong answer. Are you ready now? Let's start our lesson. Volume is the measure of the space an object occupies, and we can also say it is the number of cubes in the shape, as you can see here. Okay? Units of measuring volume. How do we measure the volume? We use liters or milliliters. We can use cubic units to measure the volume, such as cubic millimeter, cubic centimeter, cubic meter. So we have different units of measuring volume. I will show you now how the 1 cubic centimeters looks like. It's a small cube. Each edge of this cube equals 1 centimeter. Is this clear? So this is one of the units that we measure the volume with. Now, do you remember the 1 liter equals 1000 cubic centimeter? And also it has 1000 milliliter. And the 1 milliliter equals 1 cubic centimeter. It's really important to know the conversions from liters to cubic centimeters and from milliliters to cubic centimeter. Is this clear? Now let's compare between capacity and volume. In the capacity meaning is how much the container can hold, but in the volume is the measure of the space an object occupies, or we said it is the number of cubes in the shape. So I hope the difference between capacity and volume is clear. Let's see this example to make it more clear. If I have a 1 liter bottle of water that is half full, what does this mean? That I have a bottle that can hold 1 liter, so this is the capacity of the bottle, but the water inside this bottle is half full, which is half 1 liter or half liter. We can also say it has 500 milliliter or, yes, 500 cubic centimeter. Then the capacity of this bottle, so the capacity of this bottle, as we said, is 1 liter or 1000 milliliter or 1000 cubic centimeter. And the volume of water in the bottle is half liter. We can say half liter as 500 milliliter or 500 cubic centimeter. Is this clear now, the difference between the capacity and the volume? Now, let's read these statements and find out which one is true. A bottle with a capacity of half liter can hold a volume of 1 liter. A bottle with a capacity of 1 liter can hold a volume of 1 liter. A bottle with a capacity of 1 liter can hold a volume of half liter. What do you think? In the first statement, the capacity is smaller than the volume. So could this be possible? Can I put a 1 liter inside a bottle that only can hold half liter? Of course not. The second one, capacity is equal to the volume. So I can say this is true. The third one, the capacity is more than the volume inside it. So I can say it is correct. Now, let's see how we can calculate the volume of the cuboid. This is the cuboid, and it is 3D shape. And what the meaning of 3D? Three-dimensional shapes. So, what the meaning of dimensions? We have 3 dimensions, which are length, width, and height. And this is the meaning of 3 dimensions. Now, after we know the length and the width and the height of the cuboid, how we can use them to calculate the volume. The volume of a cuboid equals the length times the width times the height. So if I multiplied the 3 dimensions together, I will get the volume of the cuboid. So for example, if the length of this cuboid is 6 centimeters and the height is 4 centimeters and the width is 3 centimeters, then the volume of this cuboid will be 6 times 3 times 4. 6 times 3, 18, times 4 equals 72. And what about the unit? We said the volume. Do you remember the units of measuring a volume? We said it before, cubic units. And this is centimeter, so it will be cubic centimeter. And don't forget the unit when we measure volume, okay? Now, let's see the volume of the cube. Here is the cube, as you can see. It also has length and width and height. But there is something different in the cube than the cuboid, that all the edges here of the cube are equal in length. So the width is equal to the length is equal to the height. So we can say that the volume of the cube equals length times width times height, exactly as the cuboid. But in the cube, all of these lengths are equal, so we can say edge times edge times edge, because all the edges of the cube are equal in length. We can also say edge to the power of 3 or edge cubed. For example, if the height is 5 centimeters, that means the height equals 5 centimeters and the length equals 5 centimeters and the width equals 5 centimeters. So we can get the volume of this cube by multiplying the 5 by itself 3 times, which is 125. What about the unit? Cubic centimeter. We can also say 5 to the power of 3 or 5 cubed will be same answer exactly, 125 cubic centimeter. Is this clear? Now let's calculate the volume of this shape here. You have to know that each small cube is 1 cubic centimeter. So each small cube of these cubes is 1 cubic centimeter, which means it's a unit of measuring the volume, one of the units. So how we can find the volume of this shape? We are going to count the number of cubes in the shape. Let's count. Look at the first layer. I have 3 cubes, 3 rows, and each row has 3 cubes. So the first layer, all of it, it has 9 cubes. And on top of it, there are 2 rows, and each one has 3 cubes. So in total, we have 6 cubes up and 9 cubes down. So 6 and 9 equals 15 cubic centimeter. The second example here, we have same layer as the first example. It has 3 cubes times 3 cubes, total 9 cubes, and the layer above, it has 5 cubes. Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there is 1 is hidden under this one. So 9 and 5, 14, and then 2 on top. So the answer will be 16 cubic centimeter. And now let's start our questions time. The length of one edge of a cube is 4 centimeter. Calculate its volume. Do you remember? Volume of a cube equals edge times edge times edge. The edge times itself 3 times, or the edge to the power of 3, which means the edge cube. So I'm going to multiply the 4 by itself 3 times. 4 times 4, 16 times 4, 64. And what about the unit? Here is centimeters, so it will be cubic centimeters. We can also write it 4 to the power of 3 equals 64 cubic centimeters. Is this clear now? Now let's see the second example. The length, width, and height of a cuboid are 5 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and 3 centimeters. Calculate its volume. The volume of the cuboid equals length times width times height. So we are going to multiply the 3 dimensions by each other. 5 times 4 equals 20. 20 times 3 equals 60. And what about the unit? It's in centimeters, so it will be cubic centimeters. Calculate the volume of the shape. Each small cube is 1 cubic centimeter. We'll start by counting the small cubes in this shape. 1, 2, 3 times 1, 2, 3. So the first layer has 9 cubes, and the second one has 1, 2, 3, 4, and there are 2 hidden under these 2, so there are 6. 6 and 9 equals 15, and then there are 3 above, so it will be 18 cubic centimeter. Now let's read this question. The volume of a cube is 27 cubic meter. What is the length of one edge of the cube? We said volume of a cube equals edge times edge times edge. So we need to think of a number. When I multiply it by itself 3 times, it will give me 27. So what number, when I multiply it by itself 3 times, gives me 27? What number, when I raise it to the power of 3, it gives me 27? What number cubed, or 27, is the cube number of which number? What do you think? We can say it's also edge to the power of 3, as we said. So do you remember cube numbers? Or can you try some numbers to get 27? So it will be number 3. So when I multiply the 3 by itself 3 times, it will give me 27. So what about the unit now? 3 cubic meters or 3 meters. This is length of one edge. So we have to measure it using the units of measuring length. So I don't write cubic units with length. I only write cubic units with the volume when I need to calculate the volume of a shape. So please take care and pay attention to the unit you write at the end of each answer. So our unit will be meters. Is this clear? Now let's see next question. The volume of a cuboid is 24 cubic centimeters. its length is 4 centimeters and its width is 2 centimeters, calculate the height of this cuboid. So we know that the volume of a cuboid equals length times width times height. I know the length, which is 4 centimeters. I know the width, which is 2 centimeters, and I know the volume, which is 24. So I can say that the volume, which is 24 equals length times width times height, which is 4 times 2 times the height. I still don't know the height. So I will continue the calculations. So the 24 equals 4 times 2, which is 8. So we can say 24 equals 8 times the height. So which number, when I multiply it by the 8, it gives me 24. Or I can divide the 24 by 8 to get the height. So of course 8 times 3 gives 24, or 24 divided by 8 equals 3. And what about the unit? This is height. It's not a volume. So I will use the units of measuring length. So it will be 3 centimeters, because here the unit is centimeters. This is the end of our lesson today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any question, please feel free to leave a comment and I will answer you as soon as possible. See you next video, and please remember that your feedback is highly appreciated. Thank you very much and see you soon.